Thursday, and the energy is the Strength card. And for some, there's a very strong tie to a Leo person, and it may be their sun, their moon, or their rising sign. But overall, this is a day that focuses on strength. Strength of all kinds: physical strength, mental strength, creative strength, perhaps sexual strength. So it's a day where you are focused on your power, your personal power, empowering yourself, or being overcome by the power of others. So with regard to the physical, perhaps you are recovering from an illness, or you're focused on health and fitness. Maybe you're beginning a regimen of some sort. You may be involved in sports or athletics or connected to athletes. For some of you, you may be focused on dealing with animals, training an animal, caring for an animal. Maybe you're going to adopt a new pet. In other cases, this is about your creativity, producing something. For others of you, this is about your character, the power of conviction, and using your wisdom, your position to advance your cause. So some of you may be focused on your abilities, using some kind of persuasion or gentle force to overcome some kind of problem or obstacle. It's about your willpower. It's about your ego. And today may be an ego boost or an ego bruise of some sort. So this is a day where perhaps stepping back from matters is going to be helpful. It's going to allow you to put things in perspective, to reaffirm your peace of mind, your confidence. If you've been struggling with some self-doubt, it's going to put you on hold so that you don't lash out in frustration or anger and create more problems for yourself. This is another day where you really should be taking care of yourself, because your emotions have a powerful impact on your physical health. There's a link between the physical and the mental. And this may be a day where you come to realize that, just letting go of some things that maybe you've been trying to control that are not within your control is the answer. And that may be difficult. The prospect of starting anew, is something that maybe you're not warming up to, and yet it's keeping you locked in some kind of battle. So letting go of something and starting new may be the best answer. And it's a day where your self-confidence, your self-belief, your faith is going to be rewarded, especially if you know in your heart of hearts that you've given it your all. You've done your best. This is a day where you're highly intuitive, and maybe, you have some very uncanny foresight. Your hunches are right on point. Your intuition is on mark. And it's a day where, perhaps getting away from it all, taking a short drive, a long walk is going to rejuvenate you and allow you to tap into that intuition and find some answers, some things that you've been trying to come to terms with. Now, this is also a day where, you may have difficulty moving forward. Perhaps you're under the weather, maybe you're sick, or you're dealing with someone who is facing a health challenge, maybe someone who is dependent. You may have difficulty reining in your ego, or maybe you're dominated by some kind of passion or instinct, whether that's anger or sexuality. you may have difficulty knowing when it's best to push or when it's best to hold back. This card frequently shows up when knowing what to say, how to say, but also knowing what not to say. Sometimes, keeping things to yourself. So some of you are battling some kind of doubt or fearfulness or depression, insecurity, and maybe you give in to some kind of base urge, or you feel like you can't cope. Maybe you don't have confidence in what you're doing, or your confidence has been broken by certain circumstances. Maybe you're not asserting yourself enough. Maybe you're just giving in to your fears, or there's a lack of discipline. So today could be a day of worry, of self-defeating behavior, where you're afraid of what's ahead of you. Maybe you're staying in a relationship because you're afraid of being alone, or you don't take the initiative for something because you feel you might be rejected, or you don't speak a truth or speak up for yourself because you're afraid of some kind of recrimination. So if that's the case, this is a day where you're going to find yourself settling for less than you deserve, less than you desire. And on the extreme, it may be a day where there's some bullying, some domination, some huge ego, on show. Maybe it's driven by vanity or arrogance. Someone may be abusing power. And if that's the case, if you're having difficulty keeping your ego in check today, maybe you're doing some finger pointing. You're not looking at yourself, but you're quick to judge the other person. You want to hold their feet to the fire without being accountable for yourself. Or in some cases, you may be so stuck in your conviction that you fail to see the truth. There's a blind spot here where you only see what you want to see. You only hear what you want to hear. Anything else, any other perspective, viewpoint, even truth, is a threat to you, and so you don't want to entertain that. In some cases, this is holding on staunchly to a grudge or matters that, went wrong in the past, and this is a new set of circumstances that you're dealing with, and yet you keep trying to apply those old rules, and in the process, you lock yourself out of a happy or productive future. So this is a day about strength, how you apply that strength, the strength of your character, conviction, talent, skill, gift, persuasion. That either is going to be rewarded in some way or it's going to be challenged.